So you know what are the different types of inertia? You know, inertia of motion, inertia of rest, and inertia of direction. So the three types of inertia, and you also know the examples for the inertia for each and everything. If at rest, if inertia happens means then it is called inertia of rest. If the inertia happens in the motion, it is inertia of motion. And while in the there is a change in direction, and it is called inertia of direction. Yes. Yes, Pa. Okay. So inertia inertia of motion, inertia of motion. So you know what is first law? What is the definition for the first? What is law? What is the law states? You know there is a three law. Newton's gives three laws of motion, and we have completed first law of motion. Now we are going to see the second law of motion. So for first law of motion, there will be no derivation of the formula. We are going to derive the formula for the first law of motion after deriving the formula for the second law of motion. Okay, formula for the second law. All of the other videos, please. Begin பண்ணுங்க. Second law. Second law. Okay. So what is the who can see the definition for this law first law of motion? Who can see that?
Sir, Sri Krishna.
Yes, let's tell. First law of motion. What is first law of motion? Sir,
Sir, an object remains in the state of rest or of uniform motion in the straight line unless compelled to change the state by an applied force, sir.
Yes, it is the first law of motion. The object remains in state of rest or of uniform motion in straight line unless it is
compelled to change the state of.
Unless it is, what is the meaning of that? Unless what is there? Unless it is. Unless an external force is applied on it. What is the external force? They're going to give some message. It may be stopping or it may be moving, anything. So unless an external force is applied on it, it is the first law of motion. Now we are going to see the second law. Before that, okay, I will say some examples. So you can answer for the questions. Okay, we are on the table. We are having two balls. You can take here this a steel ball. Here's steel ball, iron ball. One ball is 2 kg ball. Another ball is 10 kg ball. When you push this ball, which ball will go first? Which ball will be?
2 kg ball.
2 kg ball, sir.
2 kg ball. 2 kg ball. So why that ball is moving very fast? Can move easily. Why?
Sir, why? Because the 2 kg ball has less mass, sir.
It has less mass.
It has less mass than the 10 kg ball.
Less mass. So if mass is less, we can apply the minimum force also. We can the object can be moved. Because for greater mass, we can apply. We want to apply more force. You want to apply the more force. Suppose imagine you are having a big stone of nearly 100 kg, 1000 kg of stone is standing there. Can you able to move that stone?
No, sir, it is very difficult to move, sir.
So for that you want to apply more force, then only it can be moved. Then only it can be accelerated. It can be accelerated. Okay. Suppose you are having a pistol. You know what is pistol? No. In our school, we are practicing the pistol class also. You can practice pistol, or you can practice the bow and arrow also in there. Okay. So in the pistol, that is in a gun. I'm saying a gun pistol is not okay. There you are using a small piece of a ball. Small piece of ball use pannidhaan. Okay. But when it is ejected from the pistol, it goes very fastly and it pierces the muscles of an or muscle of an person, and the person can be wounded. Here, how it is going here, because what happens here? Yes, acceleration is more. Acceleration is more. Having the more acceleration. Okay. So force that is force depends upon the mass and the acceleration. So here Newton brings a new term called momentum. New term called momentum. Just wait. I will display the book. See the second law of motion. We know from the first law of motion, we know that when an unbalanced external force acts on an object, its velocity changes. That is, the object gets an acceleration. We now like to study how the acceleration of an object depends on the force. Okay. So what is the first law of motion changes? External force acts on an object, it is velocity changes. Okay. So that is, if an object is a moving object, means if you give more force, the object will be moving very fastly. Suppose you are going to stop the object, means then the velocity will decrease. So depending upon the type of external force, the object will maybe come to rest or it will in continuous motion. Okay, here now we are going to give a relationship between the acceleration and the force. Yeah. Now we would now like to study how the acceleration of an object depends on the force applied to it and how to measure a force. Now we are going to measure a force. Suppose we are going to give a force. How much amount of force we are going to give the for this particular incident? Suppose so you want to give a force to the ball. So how much force you applied there? That also we can calculate using the formulas. For that we want to derive the formula. So for that we want to know a new term that is called as momentum. Yeah. So we have the different terms here. Learn here the science now, that is speed, velocity, acceleration, retardation. Okay, all we have learned here. Okay. Inertia also new word. Inertia also a new phenomena that we have learned here. Now we are going to learn here a new term that is called as momentum. Yeah. So here we can we can take example from our daily life. See, during a game of tennis, you know what is table tennis? It is the ball is very sponge. You know what is cricket? The cricket, the ball is made up of cork. Like, yeah, made up of what is the cricket ball is made up of? Anything who can say what is type of material in the cricket ball?
Sir, leather, sir.
Leather. Okay, leather. It is made up of leather and it is very heavy. Thank you. So let us during the game of table tennis, the ball hits a player, it does not hurt him. So when you're playing a shuttlecock or you're playing a table tennis, when the ball hit on a body or anywhere, there will be no much pain for us. Yeah, because on the other hand, in a fast moving cricket ball hits a spectator, so it may hurt him. So if a tennis ball is while playing a tennis ball, the ball is ball hits a player or on the spectator, it won't affect anything. It won't. There will be no heavy much injury for that person. Yeah, let's just like a pinch, like only it will be there. If you take a cricket, when the player hits a ball for a sixer, if the ball comes on fall on the spectator, what will happen? Is surely the spectator will be got injured. Yeah, it is. I take this example. I get two example. Another example. If I take a truck on the road, that is, we can take a lorry on the road. It is standing simply. Yeah, it is at rest. Yeah. So it is simply standing on the road while we are passing the road. We are not taking care of that lorry. So lorry is simply standing. In the same lorry, just started moving without any accelerations, without any starting of engines, and the lorry automatically start moving. And a person is standing before the lorry. What will happen? The lorry will hit the person, or the lorry will kill the person. Small, if you take a small vehicle, it also may kill a person. Why it's happening? Yeah, a truck at sea, a truck at rest does not require any attention in part number sorry. A truck at rest does not require any attention in park along a roadside. But a moving truck, even at speed as low as 5 meters per second, may kill a person standing in spot. So moving person, moving lorry on slow on very it comes at very much slow. Then if it hits a person, it may kill a person also. A small mass such as bullet, pistol, a small mass such as bullet may kill a person when fired from a gun. These observations suggest that the impact produced by the object depends on their mass and velocity. So from these all the examples, we have known that there is relationship between the mass and velocity. Yeah. So all this depends upon their mass and velocity. All these incidents depends upon their mass and velocity. So if we take in the case of the pistol, because of the speed velocity only, increase velocity only, it will kill the person. If you take a lorry, because of his heavy mass, it may hit the person. Yeah. So table tennis, if you take table tennis and cricket ball, tennis ball having a less mass and cricket ball having a higher mass. So it will hit the persons. Tennis ball will not hit the person. All these phenomena we have seen mostly depends upon the mass and velocity. So now here we are going to introduce a new word called momentum. Okay. Similarly, if an object is to be accelerated, we know that a greater force is required to give a greater velocity. So if you go riding in a bicycle or you're riding in a motorcycle, you want it to first suppose you're going 20 kilometers inch by inch or step by step, you will increase the speed of the bike. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, 90, it will going on increasing. So for that, you want to give the applied force. Okay. So if an object is accelerated, we know that a greater force is required. So we are giving the external force. If we give the external force only, then only the object will be having increased force. Suppose here there is a ball. Say take a ball. If we hit the ball very slowly, what will happen? The ball will move only to the nearly to 10 meters or 20 meters only. If the greater force, if you having greater force and you hit the ball will go up to nearly 100 meters or even to 200 meters it will go. Okay, why? Because we are applying more force. Okay, if you apply the more force, what will happen? The velocity will be increased. Okay, velocity will be increased. So apply for if an object is to be accelerated, then you want to give a more force. In other words, there appears to exist some quantity of importance that combines the object's mass and velocity. So we are going to introduce a new term here that is called as momentum. One such property is called as the momentum. So here Newton introduces a new term called momentum. So momentum is the product of mass velocity and is by small p. So the momentum p of an object is defined as the product of its mass and velocity v, that is p is equal to mv. Okay, here so now we understand what is momentum. Okay, momentum and otherwise you can say momentum it is a time momentum also we can say here. So momentum, what happens? Because of the mass and velocity only momentum is happening, sir. So momentum is directly proportional to mass and velocity. So momentum, if we are talking about the momentum has both direction and the magnitude. Okay, the direction is same as that of the velocity. So momentum will have in the direction of the velocity only. So you know what is symbol for velocity? It is m. M represents the mass of the body. So P is equal to mv. P represents the momentum of an object. So SI unit of momentum is kilogram. So because my SI unit of mass is kilogram, and velocity is meter per second. So it simply can say kg ms power minus 1. So the SI unit of momentum is kg m s per minus 1 kilogram meter per second. So because of the unbalanced forces we are applying there is a change in velocity of an object. It is therefore clear that the force also acts produces a change in momentum. Okay. So if you give a force, what will happen? There will be change. Surely there will be change in the momentum of the body. Okay. So we can see another example here. Okay. So let's just we can break here now. We can stop here now. Now I am going to play one video. Listen that video of you.
Sir,
Yes. Yes, Paul.
sir, what is the SI unit of momentum, sir?
SI unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second.
ஜலதோஷம் இருமல் இருந்தா விக்ஸ் வேப்பரம் நமக்கு அம்மா பக்கத்தில் இருக்கும் உணர்வை தரும். விக்ஸ் தரும் ஜலதோஷம் இருமலின் 6 அறிகுறியிலிருந்து ஆறுதல் மற்றும் நிம்மதியான உறக்கம். தூங்க வச்சுட்டேன்.
ஒரு விக்ஸ் பலம் 6.
Enable see video of you.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Not in this only this, sir.
Sir, only audio.
Only audio is here. Yeah.
Only the audio is changed, sir.
Just wait. I may close my video.
Yes, sir. This screen is correct, sir.
Just wait.
Do you remember the new?
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible and audio.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible, sir.
Okay, just all of you, listen this video now. I am going to play 2 videos here now. First, this is first video. Listen carefully, all of you.
Newton's first law of motion. It says that an object will continue to do what it's doing unless acted upon by an unbalanced force or some net force. Now, the important question is, what happens when there is net force acting on an object? That's precisely what the second law of motion will discuss. Do you remember understanding the first law of motion with a simple diagram? If the forces are balanced, the acceleration will be 0. In the first case, the object will continue to remain at rest. And in the second, the object will continue to stay in motion at the same velocity and in the same direction. Don't forget, these 2 cases will remain true only if the forces are balanced, or if the net force is 0. Now let's try to create a similar diagram for the second case. If the forces are unbalanced, then there will be acceleration. We saw that in the previous video. And now we come to the interesting part. Let me ask you a question, and I'm sure you can answer it. On which 2 factors do you think the acceleration will depend on? I want you to tax your brain a bit. Let me repeat my question. On which 2 factors do you think will the acceleration?
So here, if you increase the force also unanswered. If you apply unanswered force to an object, there will be change in the accelerations. So here, we are going to see what are the factors that the acceleration depends upon.
Depend on. Okay, let's say there's an object on a table. You apply a net force of 10 units on it. And then you apply a net force of 20 units on it. In which case do you think the acceleration will be more? Of course, the one in which the force was more.
See here we are giving a net force. Suppose already I told you using a ball. Using a ball, I told you that if you give a less force means the ball will move only towards the 10 to 20 meters. If you give the more force, what will happen? The ball will even move to 100 meters to 200 meters. Like same way here, they are using the globe here. If I apply a small force, so simply go to a small rotation only. But if I give the more force, the ball is suddenly rotate for 5 to 10 rotation will go. So continuing the more forces, what will happen? The globe will rotate fastly. Okay, so same phenomenon is operate here.
Okay.
So we can say that one of the things the acceleration depends on is net force. If it's more, then more will be the acceleration. If it's less, then lesser will be the acceleration.
So if you apply more force means acceleration will be more. If you apply less force means acceleration will be less.
Acceleration depends directly on the net force. Come on, now I want you to think about the second quantity the acceleration will depend on. Let's say there are 2 objects on the table.
See here, there are 2 different bundles books are there. Here 3 books are there and here 5 books are there in this table. Since in these 3 books, we can take each book as 1 kg. Here 3 kg, 3 books are having 3 kg and these 5 books are 5 kg. So which can be easily moved, can be have more acceleration?
5 kg books.
5 kg books.
Are you correct? Are you correct? For
Yes, sir.
it can be easily moved.
Yes, sir.
It can be easily moved.
The 3 books.
எது easy move எதுக்கு வந்து
Three
நமக்கு
books.
force அதிகமா தேவைப்படும்?
Sir, 3 books, sir.
3 booksக்கு நீ more force கொடுக்க போறியா நீ? You are giving more force to move the 3 books.
Sir, no,
sir.
sir.
My question is,
Sir, 5 books, sir.
for 5 books only, you are going to give the more force. Yeah. For 3 books, less force is enough. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See now, then watch the video. Simply I'm saying, if a lorry is going on the road, if the lorry is empty, it can go fastly, no? Empty position of lorry faster. If a body is having more
Sir.
mass, very heavy load, whether the lorry can move fastly?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
There is
No,
more
sir.
mass. Just more mass. Even though force is applied, the lorry cannot move because there is more mass is there. So there the acceleration will be very less. Mass is more, acceleration will be very less. Okay. See here, acceleration, net force. So if you apply the more force, we can get the more accelerations. So acceleration is directly proportional to net force. The force, if you increase the force, acceleration will increase. Okay. So here acceleration is directly proportional to force. In case of mass, if there is a more mass means the acceleration will be very less. If there is a very less mass, the acceleration will be more. So here the acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. Okay. Inversely proportional means if one increases, another will decrease. Directly proportional means both will one increases, other also increases. Decreases means decrease. That is called as directly proportional. In the case of indirectly proportional, if one increases, other decreases. Opposite will happen. So in the case of acceleration, if you increase the mass, acceleration will be very less. If you decrease the mass, acceleration will be more. So this is the case of inversely proportional. So here acceleration is directly proportional to net force and inversely proportional to mass. This is the formula for the second law of motion, F is equal to m into a, that we are going to write tomorrow also. So the acceleration is directly proportional to the net force applied inversely proportional to the mass of an object. So a is equal to f by m. So we are taking f is this side and am is equal to f, and interchanging f is equal to m into a. This is the formula here. Yes.
Sir, that audio is not audible, sir.
Not for?
Yes, sir. Audio is not hearing, sir. Audio is not audible, sir.
Just wait. Audio fully only. So you can watch the video. I will say. No problem.
Yes, sir.
F is equal to m. F is equal to mass is equal to 1 gram. Mass is equal to 1 kilogram. If and the acceleration is 1 meter second, then F is equal to 1 unit of force. That is called as the newtons. Force unit of force is equal to Newton. So Newton is equal to 1 kg per 1 per second square. See here, if you take F is equal to ma, it is formula for the second law of motion. So if you take 1 Newton, so 1 kilo mass is equal to 1 kilogram and acceleration is 1 meter per second, and net force will be 1 Newton. So kilogram Newton, 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram per 1 meter second square. It is the SI unit of the force. So it's simply saying SI unit of force is Newton. SI unit of force is Newton. So Newton N is equal to 1 kg by 1 kg by 1 kg into meter per second square. 1 kg meter per second square. Okay, kg into meter per second square or kg m s per minus 2. You can say that. So m is, if you take m is equal to 10 kg and the speed is a is equal to 10 meter per second square, then your net force F is equal to 10 into 10. You get F net force is equal to 10 into 10 is equal to 100. You get 100 newtons. Okay.
Okay.
And this is definition for the definition for the 1 Newton. 1 Newton is defined as the amount of force required. So here 1 Newton is the amount of force required to give 1 kilogram of mass and acceleration of 1 kilogram mass க்கு ஒரு meter acceleration கொடுக்கிறது தான் 1 Newton. So Newton is defined as the amount of force required to give a 1 kilogram mass on an acceleration of 1 meter. Okay, this is the second law of motion. It is definition for the Newton. Just wait. I will play another video about that also.
Yes, sir.
Sir, audio
Can't
is
hear
not
the audio, sir.
Sir, audio is not audible, sir.
Why is that audible? Just wait. Now it's audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See here. See, F is proportional to MA patham இல்லையா? So in the previous chapter, that is in the motion chapter, a formula A is equal to E minus UT, A is equal to E minus U by T. Again, have you remember that formula, all of you?
Yes,
A is
sir.
equal to acceleration is equal to V minus U by T. Instead of A, you apply here M into A. Both are same only. So you are taking as a momentum, initial momentum and the time momentum. So here we are going to see problems also. So there we can understand that what is MV and MU. So now understand F is equal to ME instead of A, we are writing as V minus U by T. Okay, now yes.
This is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is writing an email to his boss, Anita. Tyler sits just 15 feet away, though it can feel like the distance to Antarctica.
Watch video of you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What do you understand from the video?
Law of motion.
The second law of motion, that is momentum is not the momentum. Momentum we are introducing a new word called momentum. It depends upon the mass into velocity. So simply saying force is directly proportional to mass into acceleration. That is given by the second law of motion. So what is second law of motion now? The second law of motion says that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. It is the second law of motion. So if for that you can say take another example. Let us consider a situation in which a car with a dead battery is to be pushed along a straight road. Dead battery na battery la car battery வந்து down ஆகி போச்சு. ஓகேவா? We are going to pull the car. When you pull the car, what is after the car? After moving பார்த்துருப்போம் வீட்டில் நம்ம ரோட்ல பார்த்துருப்போம். கார் ஆஃப் ஆயிடுச்சு அப்படியே தள்ளிட்டு போய் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க இல்லையா? ஆக்சிடென்ட் வந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி பிடிச்சோம்னா கார் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகிடும். டூ வீலர் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண முடியும். ஓகேவா? ஸோ இப்போ டெட் பேட்டரினா பேட்டரி வந்து டவுன் ஆயிடுச்சு. அந்த காரை வந்து புஷ் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ to be pushed along a straight road to give it speed of 1 meter per second, which is sufficient to start its engine. If 1 or 2% give a sudden push, like your unbalanced force to it, it hardly starts. But a continuous path over some time instance in the gradual acceleration of the car to this speed. So என்ன சொல்றாங்க, கார் வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஒருத்தரா தள்ளும் போது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக ரெண்டு பேரா மூணு பேர் சேர்ந்து தள்ளும் போது கார் போஸ்ட் கொடுத்தோடனே the car will be get started. The car will be get started. But a continuous push or sometime results in the gradual acceleration of the car to the speed. Okay, நம்ம கொஞ்ச நேரம் ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகலாம் அப்படின்னா கொஞ்ச நேரம் தள்ளிட்டே போயிட்டு இருந்தோம்னா அடியில பிளான் at a moment the car will be started there. Video yourself.
Sir, your voice
The
is
car is
echoing,
not
sir.
determined by the momentum of the force, but
Yes,
also by
sir,
the
your voice
time. Voice is breaking, yeah.
Echoing, sir.
Echoing is
No,
not
sir,
only
echo,
problem.
sir.
Mm. The car is not only determined by the magnitude of the force, but also by the time during the force is exerted. So it may then also be concluded that the force necessary to change the momentum of an object depends upon the time rate, or to see the momentum is changed. Here you are including the time because the time also, suppose you are pushing the car for 1 or 2 minutes, so it takes some time to start the car. So sometimes it may start within 40 seconds or 30 seconds, or sometimes it take a long time to start and pushing. So it also depends upon the time. So simply saying, the second law of motion says that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force, the direction of force. Okay, understand this, all of you? புரியுதா?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.